and then he had a good idea to.
Is your arm getting stiff?
No. Cap me off, brother. Cap me off. I don't want this surgery.
Oh, look at, well, guys, they're covered with plastic. They like mummies.
This
is the mummy
this
edition.
This is what they look like when they're out. They're gonna live here for Good Mythical More. Welcome to Good Mythical More. Lots of rigid, strong arm holding happenings in that episode.
It's like an echo.
I went off on a rabbit trail of hypnosis last night because I was trying to figure out what I actually thought about this stuff.
Oh.
And I went on not only a tangent, but a journey of opinions. And I want to share that with you and see what you think about it, because we haven't talked about what we candidly actually think of. Of hypnosis, and that's what this More forum is for, right?
Right, we'll talk about that.
It's for us saying candidly what we think, regardless of pacing or impact it might have on our brand.
Very, very
real,
slow, and just drag things out. You know, there are people who speak like this, and some people are friends with those people, and the friends have to listen to them speak this slowly.
Well, you know what? Those are good friends. I would call that labored speech.
Welcome to Good Mythical More, where we will not be speaking that slowly, and we will also be thanking our sponsor, lynda.com/more. Go over there where you can learn lots of new things and also help benefit the show. You get a free 10-day trial by using our link, lynda.com/more.
Look up at lynda.com/more After Effects. I don't know After Effects, never have, but let's say I need to learn that because the qualified personnel who work with us on our team, who are masters, decide to do, well, let's just say that they take a short vacation.
Okay, short vacation.
And in that time, something has to be what's a word for things that have to be done in After Effects?
After Effected. Something has to be after effected.
Rotoscoped.
Yes.
Rotoscoped, right?
Well, you can learn how to do all kinds of things, and there's not just one course. It's not just like learn After Effects. There's multiple courses, and there's an ongoing course that never stops called After Effects Hidden Gems Weekly, where these two guys who are gurus in After Effects find something that you might not be able to find out about After Effects that you will want to know, and they do a new lesson every single week. So you can do that, Link. You can learn a gem.
So speed hypnosis. Let me take you on this journey. So I Googled speed hypnosis hoax ? Like this is what
that's leading. That's leading. You don't want to suggest to Google.
Right, but then I said, okay, that's leading. I'm just going to go to Wikipedia. So I went to stage hypnosis entry on Wikipedia, and because here's the thing, that clip that we showed you with the guy in the living room, it just seems suspicious in the least. Like my reaction was, this is fake. I mean, anything that you like have to do a seminar in somebody's living room is fake. You know,
selling Tupperware.
If you have to come to somebody's house to sell something, I know I'm stepping on toes here, then there's something suspicious about the product. I'm just saying, when no one wants to go out and get it, there's something suspicious about it. But now the suspicions could be deconfirmed, and I could be wrong, but as a general rule, your suspicions should be raised when people have to come to you and sell you into buying something.
But a vacuum cleaner, you demonstrate in the living room.
It either works or it doesn't.
You hit the cushion and the dust goes everywhere. That's pretty convincing.
They cost
I bought 17 vacuum cleaners that way.
I bought a lot of knives one time. But let's not go down that trail. But hypnosis to me, that's why I was suspicious. And then I go to the guy's website, who was one of the guys who was demonstrating it, and his website had nothing to do with hypnosis, and it had to do with like a
pills.
No, it had to do with getting wealthy and unlocking your potential as a
real
human.
estate pills. Was it real estate pills?
No, it was called Attack the Lack.
Oh.
And if you're lacking anything in life, you can attack it through his seminar. And I don't think it had anything to do with hypnosis. That was just something else he did. So again, I'm very suspicious. And then I go on Wikipedia, and it's talking about skepticism over the years and the roles of deception, and it's building this case on one side, which I'll balance that. So just hang with me, okay?
Okay, balance it out, Link.
But under the heading role of deception, due to stage hypnotist showmanship, many people believe that hypnosis is a form of mind control. However, the effects of stage hypnosis are probably due to a combination of relatively ordinary social psychological factors such as peer pressure, social compliance, participant selection, ordinary suggestibility, and some amount of physical manipulation, stagecraft, and trickery. So the first half of that, there are people that that are more susceptible or more willing to be actually hypnotized.
They want it to happen to them.
And so being hypnotized is an actual thing. It's not like everyone is, I mean, there's legitimate forms of therapy, as far as I can tell, associated with being hypnotized. You can be hypnotized.
But you have to be willing.
But when you're on stage, I think some people can be hypnotized too. But then there's also trickery and stagecraft involved in the showmanship of it. Books written by stage hypnotists sometimes explicitly describe the use of deception in their acts. For example, Orman McGill's New Encyclopedia of Stage Hypnosis describes an entire fake hypnosis act which depends upon the use of private whispers throughout. Quote, "We're gonna have some good laughs on the audience and fool them. So when I tell you to do some funny things, do exactly as I secretly tell you, okay? Swell." And I say things like swell.
Swell, that's cool.
He doesn't mean like, oh, get larger when I say bubbles.
Yeah, right.
What he means is good.
Okay.
Then deliberately wink
Thanks
at the
for clarifying.
spectator in a friendly fashion. Sometimes they'll plant people, and then other people would just start to fall in line and be susceptible to this type of stuff.
Yeah, it happened to him. It can happen to me.
But they're faking. They have fake people that then like help people jump into the deep end.
So you're
and
saying
really
it's
do
fake,
it.
Link? Link, you're saying it's fake.
I'm saying it's a combination.
You've shattered all my dreams.
But then I happened to I was like, I'm gonna find some other clips on YouTube, and there's this last month, the end of May. I guess it was the end of May, or whenever it was. The America's Got Talent clip was of a guy who hypnotized Howie Mandel.
Mm-hmm.
So he brings him on stage, and you know Howie Mandel. What do you know about him?
He's bald.
What else?
Used to have curly hair before it was bald.
What would he never do?
He's OCD. He doesn't like touching people.
He'll only fist bump. We met him in person. He fist bumped us.
Yes.
He would not shake hands. We had a little exchange about it.
Our manager Dan went in for the handshake, and it was embarrassing.
Yeah, and he would not shake his hand. He would not shake Dan's hand, and we give him a hard time about that for not doing his homework. Everybody knows that Howie Mandel doesn't shake anybody's hand, and this hypnotist knew that. And he hypnotizes him on stage, shakes his hand, sends him back to his seat and says, there's a thin, imperceptible latex glove on everyone's hand. All the judges have this glove on, and so you can shake their hand. And then he goes back and he shakes each one of their hands. Like Howard Stern's like giving him a hard time, like shaking it. I'm not gonna play the clip because it's too long. Link in the description, you can watch the whole thing. And I just know that Howie Mandel would not have been party to this.
You don't know that.
I know it. And then he went on a news show, a morning show, I think it was Today Show or something, and he said, I was not happy about it, I didn't know about it, I saw the clip afterward, and he was so disoriented. He shook hands like 10 times in the span of a minute and a half.
I mean, that is compelling, but it is not outside. But
it works, dude.
It's not outside the realm of possibility.
That's proof for me. Howie Mandel is proof for me.
That the producers are like, all right, we got this awesome stunt. You can go talk about it on the Today Show. You're gonna do it, and you're gonna have to shake hands, but we're gonna pay you a bunch of money.
He was promoting America's Got Talent on the Today Show.
It's not outside the realm of possibility that it was all staged. But I mean, I don't know. I think it depends on personality, because I went to a thing, you didn't even go. I remember back when we were kids, a hypnotist came to the D. Rich Auditorium at Campbell University, where we would go and see any entertainment that came to town went to D. Rich Auditorium at Campbell, and there was a hypnotist that came, and I went with some people, I can't remember, maybe my brother.
I think I was on a date.
You were scared of it.
I had priorities.
You were scared.
I had a girlfriend.
It was the classic situation where the guy gets up there and takes 5 or 6 people or more than that, 10 to 15, and goes through and kind of weeds them out. And he's telling people to stand up. And, you know, people who are not falling for it are getting asked to leave.
Or compliant.
And then eventually it gets down to some people and they just did a bunch of, it was hilarious. It was an amazingly entertaining show. And I was like, these people are being controlled. I mean, it was very obvious to my 12-year-old self that it was working and they were being controlled. But
oh, you were 12? I thought this was college.
No, this was at Campbell.
Well, I hope I still had a girlfriend.
And, but at the time it seemed really convincing because I was like, people wouldn't get up there and deceive everyone like this, would they? And then later I was like, they probably thought they were doing it because they're really just doing the things that he's asking you to do, right?
Well, the way that Howie Mandel described it on the Today Show was—
You couldn't remember it?
He said it was like if you have too much to drink, or he said if you're on a Xanax. That's what he said. He said, it's like you kind of know what you're doing, but you don't have any problem doing it. Like I didn't have a problem shaking people's hands. Like the guy can't shake hands. He cannot physically do it because of, his OCD, which he speaks openly about.
Are you gonna go be a hypnotist now? Is that where you're landing?
No, but it's kind of scary. Like I'm not gonna be hypnotized. I mean, it's scary. Like they have so much power over
But what if we've hypnotized
But I'm sure
other?
There's quacks too.
What if what we did on today's episode was successful and we are both now permanently hypnotized? And every time you lift your arm up, you're gonna have a dream. And every time you touch me on the forehead, I'm gonna claps.
And every time you like start dancing like this at a wedding, because this is how you dance at
Every
weddings.
time you touch me on the forehead, I'm gonna reverse. You're still hypnotized.
I don't know. I was really hoping that we could do it to each other, but I think that it's, it requires a lot more practice.
Commitment and concentration.
Than
you can't laugh as much as we did. Hopefully you did laugh though.
So where I'm coming down on this is that hypnotics are legitimate.
Hypnotics?
I don't know if that's a word.
I think it's hypnotists.
Hypnotisms happen.
Hypnotisms happen. Put that on a t-shirt.
But I have no doubt that people bend the powers, even if they don't have them, to their own persuasions. Like I want to make money, or I want to fill in the blank. Like on Mad Libs or something.
What?
That's what I believe.